Yeah, it's interesting because like I think of like what West Coast hip hop was like in 09. Because in 09, you're thinking 08, 09, it was like
all gangbang shit.
Yeah, but it was like it was almost like that weird era where a lot of the young dudes on the come up had a chip on their shoulder because a lot of the OGs weren't co-signing what was going on in LA.
That's another thing. Like I didn't have that story.
But you didn't have that problem because,
I didn't have that story.
But you remember that era where like guys like
New
Nipsey.
West.
I mean, shit, I remember I interviewed Nipsey and he called out fucking everybody.
Yeah.
He called out Dre, called out everybody in our interview.
Yeah, the New West. I mean, I was in that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Glasses, Bishop, Maestro.
Yep, all those guys.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
J-Rock. We was all out there thugging it and trying it. But I saw a window. Mm-hmm. And once I saw the window, I'm like, yo, it ain't what y'all think. I had to explain to some of the homies, and they got it later, that there's only been one generation of West Coast hip-hop before us. Only one.
Yeah.
And that was the Eazy's, the Snoops, the Dre's, the Quicks, and that. And they were getting fucked in all of their deals.
Right.
They didn't have control of their masters. They were only doing what they were taught.
Shit, low-key, the only guys on the West Coast that really had like their shit together was probably what, like 40?
40. 40 and Too Short.
Yeah, the jive shit because they just had distro.
And that's because they were up top. Yeah. And they were looking like, hold on, that don't make no sense. They were watching Easy instead of watching the stars. They were watching the guy that was running the play. So you can't expect somebody who has never led to show you how to lead.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They didn't know that they can go be independent and get their own bag. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, what, Dog was 19, 20 when he got his deal?
Right.
Like, these were all kids. So to expect them to come and usher us in because we think we're good, man, get the fuck out of here. That's not how this go. That's not how this go.
Yeah, and I also think, like, at the time, like, you know, a lot of those guys, like, who knows what Ice Cube was fucking shooting. Like, you know, I think sometimes when...
Well, Glasses used to be taking shots at Ice Cube all the time. And he'll swear to God he's not, but I'm here to say he does. He was. All the time.
But look, if you really think about it, it's like people who look at like certain DJs or whatever, it's like, bro, like at the end of the day, like there are artists who I think nowadays realize like, hey, maybe there's some sort of responsibility to try to pull up some of the new generation. But man, back then the internet wasn't as lit. There was no Instagram. There was just MySpace. And like, dude, if you're Ice Cube, how many movies are you fucking shooting? And how many random mixtapes in a fucking Slim Jewel CD case are you running through to fucking see what's going on in LA?
It's just a different era of just man, though. Like back then, it was like you have to work hard for your opportunities. We're not gonna just give you anything. That was that.
Because it really was like the generation you're talking about, and then the face commercially worldwide for 5 years was the game.
We're technically, like, he's the bridge between the first generation and the second generation of the West Coast.
Is the game.
He's the bridge, because
Chuck, yes.
He was in 05 when nothing was shaking brand new from here.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying? Then we came and we ushered in a whole new look of what Los Angeles looked like, because, again, before, I'll say, like, Teach Me How to Dougie, You're a Jerk, and records like Tooted and Booted, I'm Fucked Up. Everything else was gangbang shit. And if it didn't gangbang, it wasn't getting the looks.
For sure.
We ushered in a whole new situation. It was the party. And then the TDE guys came. And then Dom came. And then Nipsey came. And then everybody kind of came with their own. Tyler, the creator, they came. Everybody just came. And then it was like, all right, we all standing together. So we became the second generation, and we all started our own companies.
Right.
Very different. Very different thing. Like, we wasn't looking to be signed.
And also there was the blog era, which was...
The blog era was huge in that. So we are far more giving because it's like, all right, we realize that it's more opportunity if all of us are successful.
Right.
The first half was like, you got to be the king, you got to be the best. It's only one king.
Face of the West type shit. Yeah.
We're like, it's Kings with a Z.
Right.
And we gonna all do like this. But we all know that, you know, TDE, they got it. They're the helm. They're probably the biggest label ever in West Coast history with the longest run.
Yeah, I mean with the longest run for sure.
No, they're the biggest ever though.
No, for sure. I mean, yeah.
I know what you own because we older, but
it's just Death Row. It's like
Death Row had a 4-year run.
No, for sure. It was short.
We got
it was
stop
sweet.
in.
But I got
4-year run.
Fucking 16-year-old kids that go to my kids' school wearing Death Row t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because Snoop Dogg is one of the most influential faces of all time.
And now he owns
Tupac.
Death Row.
Fire. But look what he's doing now, though. He's now like, okay, I'm gonna make Death Row diapers. I'm gonna make Death Row cups. I'm making Death Row. So he took what he saw with how Master P did his thing and everything, and he's gonna apply it. He got Corrupt getting the bag,
sure.
Daz getting the bag. I think Danny Boy dropping the project.
Crazy.
So he's doing it the way that he saw, like us do our
You could
thing.
get a new Lady Rage album. That'd be hard.
I think they
put
working
that
on
into the
something
world.
too. That's crazy that you bit on the TDE thing. I want to ask you about that. Why do you think that it's not the biggest?
I just think of Death Row and like Tupac and Snoop.
Because-
I mean, we talked about the most famous rapper ever. Okay, think about it. From The Chronic, which is quite possibly the most important album to ever come out of the West Coast, even though I think Doggy Style is personally, but The Chronic is The Chronic, right? It's kind of like what kicked off this whole like Snoop, Tupac, Death Row era. I just think if you think of Dr. Dre, even though he only put one album out with Death Row, Snoop, 2 albums, and then Tupac was 2 albums. I just think those 3 are like.
But how old are you when these dropped? So
I was born in 87.
So
I was 5, 6 when I was.
So of course, I mean, shit, bubblegum and candy is the biggest thing on earth for you too at that time.
No. I think if you look at TDE now, like obviously you got fucking Kendrick, you got SZA, you got Q, you got fucking J-Rock, you got the whole. I don't disagree, but I just think if we're talking about like
they're on their 20th year, bro.
Tupac, Snoop. If you like, you just said Tupac had a 7-year career, right?
No, he had a 7-year career.
Right.
Yeah.
You were like, he had a 7-year career. Look what he did.
Right.
To me, even though Death Row only had like that run, what they did in the run was like, it's just
because of the mess.
But also,
We're infatuated with the mess. I'm not here to tear down Death Row. Let's stop here. I'm saying we have to recognize that there is a company right now.
No.
Right now, like today, like we're going to today, that has 2 of the biggest artists in music.
For sure.
Like today, though.
From LA.
Like today, though.
And
like
they also.
this actual day.
100%.
And they've had them the whole time.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
So you got to give them that shit.
It's close.
No, it ain't.
I think it's close.
It's really not close.
No.
Nobody died.
I think
nobody died.
I think TD's a better company.
No, it's the biggest.
It's the
biggest label to come out of the West Coast in history.
I think you're right, but I'm just thinking if we're talking about like
the numbers say that I'm extremely right.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it is a discussion.
We're having a discussion.
It's a discussion,
but it's one that needs to be had because
it's either Death Row or TDE.
No, it's TDE. But it's TDE. It has to be, bro. Like
okay.
It has to. Okay, you're a LeBron fan.
I am.
Right?
I got a toy of him right there.
Got you.
Yeah.
So let's say who had a good 7-year run in hoops?
Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy.
Yeah.
So you're gonna put him against LeBron?
No.
Right.
No, but it's different.
It's not.
If in those 4 years,
LeBron right now is still all NBA player right now.
No, but if Brandon Roy in 4 years won 4 championships and had 4 MVPs or something, you'd be like, fuck, man. Like think of Bill Walton. Like remember when Bill Walton was on the Blazers? Well, I don't remember, neither do you, because fuck. Right. But Brian's 59. He was there.
Definitely remembers.
But it's like Bill Walton, they always say was like the best player in the world, and then he got injured. But when he was active for those like 2 or 3 years, he took the
They
trail.
only do that for the white niggas. Listen, it don't work like that. Okay, this is what we got. We got to stop. We got to stop.
All right, so it's TDE.
It's TDE, then it's Death Row.
But it's close.
It's not though. It's close in our hearts. We feel impact for sure because we're young.
Impact, it's more.
Impact, yeah.
Death Row's got more impact. I think it's the most impactful label ever.
But it's 50% talent, 50% dirt.
Yeah, but fucking The Chronic,
bro.
All Eyes on Me.
I'm not saying
Doggy
those records.
Style.
Listen, those are amazing records. Like I'm talking about. We're not saying that that's not true. But they're more known for who got shot and who's in jail.
I don't know if. Come on. I don't know if that's true.
Kev. Come on, man.
When I think of Death Row, I just
think. That's why you got that grin, because it's making sense to you. Just listen to me. I'm telling you.
Doggy Style.
Doggy Style is one of my favorite albums ever. Okay, let me ask you this. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to sit there and debate that anybody on TDE make a better album than Doggy Style.
Well, I think Doggy
Style. So now that's a conversation where you might have some leeway.
Do you think Doggy Style's, where do you rank it? How about this? Where's your favorite West Coast album? Like, what's number 1 for you? Because to me, it's Doggy Style, and then it's probably Good Kid, Mad City after that, or 2001.
It's so tough with that question for me, because Like I'm a Safe and Sound guy.
Shout out to Safe and Sound.
Safe and Sound.
Best quick
like,
album
I'm
for sure.
talking about like from the beginning to the end. Like I don't touch
agree.
nothing. Doggy Style is probably it though. I would have to say Doggy Style.
Doggy Style.
But I'm gonna tell you the one we don't talk about.
Death Certificate's great.
Definitely great, but that's a certain ear you need for that.
Yes.
But are we counting Machiavelli? Am I counting?
No.
Okay. So we gotta go. Dr. Dre 2001 is never.
I
in
put
this
2001
conversation.
over the first Chronic, personally. But maybe it's just because of my age. But I put 2001 over the OG Chronic.
Now that's crazy.
Well, you just said it. You just said it.
No, I said we got to put it in the conversation.
Of course.
Never said it was.
I put it over the Chronic. Me. But it's because I was like, I bought the 2001.
I can see that though.
Like that
I
shit-
mean, you know what? We got to do that one day. I'm gonna play.
It's an age thing. No, listen, and I'm going to tell you this. 2001 aged better than the Chronic. Listen to them back to back and tell me it didn't age better. It definitely aged better.
Let's revisit this. We'll revisit this. I'm with revisiting this.
Yeah. It's close. But I think I give it to 2001. But I think Doggy Style is just
What's your favorite rap album? Period, though.
it's always changing, but I have like a 3 or 4 rotation of Doggy Style, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Illmatic, or Get Rich or Die Trying. Also Outkast Aqueminize in there.
I got 2.
Those are my 5.
I got Marshall Mathers LP.
I mean,
sure.
yeah.
that's
That's not my favorite M album is Eminem Show.
That's Marshall Mathers LP is numero uno, and then we can go Get Rich Die Trying. I'm talking about things that I like have to listen to even now as I'm riding around.
I love it. I mean, listen. Yeah.
The Black Album has to be in that conversation for me.
Who were we just talking to? Oh, we were talking to somebody about the Black Album.
Black
I said
Album.
somehow when we talk about Jay's best album, my favorite's Reasonable Doubt. But I feel like on any given day, it's either Reasonable Doubt, The Blueprint, or the Black Album. And I feel like the Black Album don't get enough love when we're talking about.
Black Album is insanity.
It's fucking perfect.
It's
And DJ Quick had a beat on there. Justify My Thug.
Bro. It's insanity. Yeah. No.
Yeah, the Black Album.
I wonder what people are gonna say. I mean, everybody's gonna have their opinions.